Hi people, hi friends, hi comrades, hi fellow fighters. Let us solve this question without saying many things. Yeah, let us just and solve. We've been discussing about this function inverse, so today let's just solve. Yeah, let's just solve. Solution. This is the so let's just solve. Solutions, we have A, they're asking us to find the inverse of g of x. Okay, so as we said earlier on, the original function of g is this one. So we are going to rewrite the function g of x is equal to 3x plus 1. Okay, 3x plus 1. Then what we are going to do is to introduce y is equal to 3x plus 1. This y is just replacing this expression here. Then we solve for x. We make x the subject of the formula. So this guy will come here. So we're going to have y minus 1 is equal to 3x. Okay? What does this imply? This implies that we have to divide on both sides by 3 so that x will remain alone. So we'll have 3 into 3, we'll get 1. 1 times x, we have x is equal to y minus 1 over 3. Okay, this is where we are now. Then after that, we swap the variables. Let this guy be y and let this guy be x. So we're going to say y is equal to x minus 1 over 3. Okay, so what we're finding is the inverse, so replace y with the inverse expression. So we're going to say, therefore, the answer g inverse of x is equal to x minus 1 over 3. Okay, so this becomes our final answer. This is the inverse which these people want you to find. Let me put the demarcation here and go to the next question, which is B. Okay, on number B we have g of h of x. There is a so we have the composite function here. How do we solve this one? So they are saying outside we have the function of g, but inside where there is x in the function of g, we are supposed to put the whole function of h. Okay, so the function of g is given like this, 3x plus y. So they are saying here where there is x, we put what? The whole function of h. As you can see here where there is x, we put h, this one. Okay, yeah, so this implies that 3 open bracket, we bring the whole function of h, which is this guy. So we have x minus 1 over 2 plus 1. Okay, this implies that we're supposed to multiply this guy by the numerator of what is in the brackets. Okay, so we are going to say 3 times x, we have 3x, minus 3 times 1, we have 3, negative 3, plus 1. This guy is divided by 2. So the part which is divided by 2 is only this one, not including this one. Okay, so now we are going to say we make this guy the fraction, okay, for us to be able to add. All right, now we have two fractions. What do we do? How do we add fractions? So if we are adding fractions, we find the lowest common multiple. So what we're going to say here is find the lowest common denominator, which is 2. So how do you find that one? You look both denominators, and then you say where both of these can go without giving us a remainder. Okay, so 2 can go into 2 and 1 can go into 2. All right, so we're going to say this denominator divided by this one is 1 times the numerator. Okay, the numerator, which is this guy. So since it is 1, this guy will come the way it is. Okay, 1 into 2 is 2. 2 times 1 is what? 2. Okay, all right. So here we are going to have 3x minus, since we have two different numbers, and two different signs. So when we have different signs, what we do is you subtract and maintain the sign of the bigger number. Now, if you check here properly, which one is the bigger number? The bigger number is 3, obviously. And what sign does it possess? So this guy has a negative sign. That's why you are seeing that I've already indicated the sign here. So now, what is the difference between the two? The difference is 1. Our answer will possess a negative sign because the bigger number has the sign of negative. So everything will be divided by 2. And this is our final answer. This is the composite fraction that they are looking for. Okay? Yeah, you have to enjoy this one. These are very simple questions, okay? Just say simple, simpler, simplest, simplest. All right, let's solve the last one. The last one says we should find x if and only if g of x is equal to 22. Okay? So now, they are saying g of x should be equal to 22. Now, what is happening here? This is very funny. This is very fun. This is a bonus. Okay, let me just rewrite the question here saying x, if we are finding g of into x is equal to 22. Very funny and interesting kind of a question. All right, so now here what we do is we bring g, okay, of g of x, which should be equal to 22. Are you seeing that one? Okay, so now you get this function of g, which is 3x plus 1. But where there is x, you put the whole function again, but the same function, the identical function. Okay, so we're going to say this implies that we have 3, quite all right, but where there is x, we are putting the same function, 3x plus 1. This should okay, plus 1 again, 1 which will remain outside. This should be equal to 22. Are you seeing it? So the key is here, how to interpret this one. Once you are done with this one, then you go ahead and do the arithmetics, then you find your final answer. Okay, let us multiply what we have here. So here we are saying this 3 should multiply this guy, and this guy should multiply this one. Right? So we're saying 3 times 3x, this gives us 9x. 3 times positive 1, this gives us positive 3. Okay? Plus 1 equal to 22 from the question. Okay, this implies that, by the way, this symbol means implies. Okay, so we have these like terms here. So now we are saying 9x plus this guy and this guy will give us a sum of 4, which is equated to 22, right? Then this guy, this one cannot be added to this one, so we'll bring it here. Then this guy should go where? Here, okay, to the fellow constant. So we'll have 22 minus 4. We are saying minus 4 because this guy is the additive inverse when it comes on the other side. Right. Now, what do we do here? We say 9x is equal to 22 minus 4, which gives us 18, right? 18. Now, what we are finding is the value of x. So what do we do for this x to be the subject of the formula? We divide both sides by 9 by 9. Give me the final answer. Give me the final answer. Give me the final answer, people. Give me the final answer. I am the most happiest person in the world because I know that you've understood this one. All right, this is equal to this guy, and to this one will give us 1. 1 times x is gonna be x. Crap for me. This is equal to 9 into 18 is 2. Okay? So our answer is 2. X is 2. Alright? So this is what you were expected to do. Alright, maybe it's your first time to watch our video or to come across our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want online lessons, you can give us a call on 0770 45 42 20, or you can send a message on WhatsApp on the number 0771616454. Okay, so we offer all the subjects. Thank you for watching this enjoyable mathematical lesson. Okay, bye bye.